Hi, I'm Greg Lucas, California's State Librarian, and today in California it's 1911, and I have the privilege of congratulating Mrs. Carolyn Martin on California's women getting the right to vote. Was that an easy campaign, Mrs. Martin?
It was a very difficult campaign, sir. We had to convince not only people in the cities, but people in the country, men, to vote for women's suffrage. And it was a very exciting and interesting campaign, and I think totally different from any campaign we've had in the States before.
What made it so different?
Well, we had a wonderful woman named Mrs. Park who had a background in advertising. She convinced us that to reach those men voters, we had to do everything. We had to saturate the state. We had billboards in ballparks. We used luggage tags, postcards, flyers in 5 languages. At the Labor Day parade in San Francisco, there was a Votes for Women float. And we even had Votes for Women on seed packets because just about everybody has a vegetable garden. So she was very strict about color and design and message, and this all really started in 1908. In 1908, 300 women marched in Oakland. They marched on the Republican convention to convince them to put suffrage on their program. Unfortunately, the Republicans at that time did not choose to do so. But the publicity from well-organized, disciplined women marching down the street was terrific for our cause.
So I noticed the morning of the election, the Sacramento Bee reported that suffrage had lost.
Oh, it was a terrible morning. But they were a little premature because all the votes from the rural counties and many from Southern California had not come in. When the votes from those nice valley counties and those farmers and those women in the Grange came in, we won. Well, we barely slipped by with 2% of the vote, but all women in California can now vote.
And California wasn't the first state to give women the right to vote.
No, it was.
But one of the first.
Well, it was the 6th.
Yep.
In 1869, Wyoming gave women the right to vote.
When it was still a territory, yeah?
Yes, and they had way too many men, and they really thought that giving women the right to vote would bring more women to Wyoming. Then Utah.
That's marketing.
It was successful, and of course, Utah gave women the right to vote. Colorado was the first state by a statewide vote to agree that women deserve the right to vote.
So, I mean, I know it's hard to look into a crystal ball, but I mean, what's going to happen now in California now with women having the right to vote?
Well,
is anything really going to change?
Oh, of course it is, because women have a different perspective. Our focus is on the education of our children and cleaning up government and providing a safe and healthy environment. So, for example, one of the local women, Mrs. Johnston, is planning to run for city council next year. And one of her goals is to have excellent garbage pickup and municipal control of electricity and water, so that we have a safer and better community.
I mean, do you imagine a day when women will be serving in the California legislature or hold statewide office?
I don't see why that couldn't happen now that we can vote. There's a lot of discussion about whether women will vote as a bloc or not. Personally, I don't think that will happen. But we have many well-educated, capable women who have shown how good they are at organizing and understanding issues in the campaign, and I suspect some of them will be running for office.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Martin. Can I ask one final question?
Sure.
You're a suffragist.
Yes.
Right. So often I hear the word suffragette, and the distinction is.
In England, the women who were are still fighting for the right to vote over there were called suffragette, but ETT is a diminutive. And in California and in the United States, suffragist includes both men and women, and it is not a diminutive. And we had many, many men who were active in our campaign. Mr. Brady down in Los Angeles, Pasadena actually, loaned us his beautiful blue touring car. And we took that all over the state. It was tremendously effective to get people to come and listen to our message.
Well, thank you again, Carolyn Martin, and congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much, sir.
And thank you for joining us today in California. I'll see you next time.